Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of Book Talk. Now, I know it's been a while since I posted a Book Talk video, and for that I apologize, but as I stated when I first started doing these Book Talk reviews, the postings would be very sporadic as they would be done when I finished a particular book, and you might get more than one video in a given day. So, this video is on a book I just finished. It was actually a book I was reading at work, so it took me a while to get through it because on 15 and 30-minute breaks you can only read so much. But anyways, this video review is on a Zodiac novel. In a galaxy where your sign determines which planet you call home, Ro, the young guardian of Cancer, must find a way to unite the divided houses of the Zodiac before an ancient evil destroys them all. But who will believe anything this young novice says? Whom can Ro trust in a universe defined by differences? And how can she convince 12 worlds to unite as one Zodiac? Okay, highlights of the book. This book was written by Romina Russell and contains 44 chapters plus a prologue. And it basically sets up the series. And there are 4 books within the series at least. There's Zodiac, which is the first one, Wandering Star, which is the second, Black Moon, which is the third, and 13 Rising, which is the fourth. Now, there may or may not be more after 13 Rising. I'm not 100% sure, but those are the 4 that I know of. Now, this book revolves around a young girl by the name of Romina Grace, also known as Ro, who is the guardian of Cancer, the 4th house in the Zodiac. And for those of you who know your astrological signs, Cancer is the crab. And it is also portrays her struggle against Orcus, who is the guardian of the 13th house, which is known as the Orichalcus, which is also referred to as the serpent bearer. Now we're just going to get into a little bit of history here. I'm sure all of you are aware that there are 12 zodiac signs that correspond with the month, and determining on when you were born within a given month is determined your sign. So as of the posting of this video, we are currently under the sign of Virgo, which is the maiden. And because I was born in October, my birth sign is Libra, or the scales. So, and this is going by the Greek zodiac, or the astrological or star zodiac. There is another one known as the Chinese zodiac, but that is more on the year you were born, not the month you were born in. So, there is a difference between the two. And if you would like, I will do a comparison video on the astrological or Greek zodiac versus the Chinese zodiac, but we will not get into that here. I just wanted to bring it up. So that's what this book is about. And in this galaxy, there are 12 houses. In each house is represented by one of the 12 zodiac signs. We have, in order of house number, and just give me a second here, Aries the Ram, which is the first house, Taurus the Bull, which is the second, Gemini the double constellation, also known as the twins, which is the third, Cancer the crab, which is the fourth, which was already stated, Leo the lion, which is the fifth, Virgo the triple version, which is the 6th, Libra the scale, which is the 7th, Scorpio the scorpion, which is the 8th, Sagittarius the archer, which is the 9th, Capricorn the sea goat, which is the 10th, Aquarius the water bearer, which is the 11th, and Pisces the fish, which is the 12th. And there's also, of course, the 13th, which is Orichalcus the serpent bearer. And this stems from the notion, this is not the first time I've heard of Orichalcus. Supposedly there is a serpent bearer constellation which falls in with the other 12 zodiacs, but because there are not 13 months, it does not possess a place within the zodiac. Apparently, I don't know that much about it, but the 12 I mentioned, excluding Orichalcus, of course, as that is number 13, are actually the constellations that fall on the equator. Just so you know, that's just a little fun fact about the zodiac. Now, each of the houses represent a different strength within the zodiac. Again, give me a second here. Aries represents military. Taurus represents industry. Gemini represents imagination. Cancer represents nature. Leo represents passion. Virgo represents substance. Libra represents justice. Scorpio represents invocation. Sagittarius represents curiosity. Capricorn represents wisdom. Aquarius represents philosophy. I'm sorry if I'm stumbling over some of these words. And Pisces represents spirituality. They also each represent a guardian, as stated in the description, also right down there on what this, in the highlights. And each guardian is appointed when the old one dies, and this is a position that is traditionally for life, but sometimes a guardian can be removed. And the guardians are in order of house number. General Uriket from Aries, Chief Executive Purcell from Taurus, Twins Cassium and Rubian from Gemini, Mother Oregon from Cancer, Holy Leader Aurelius from Leo, Empress Mora from Virgo, Lord Neath from Libra, Chieftain Skiff from Scorpio, Guardian Baralan, I believe is how you say that name, from Sagittarius, Sage Fritz from Capricorn, Supreme Guardian Gorikthus the 39th from Aquarius, and Prophet Merida from Pisces. Now you'll notice that the guardian I listed there was a different name than from the description and in the fourth point in the highlights. And that's because that is the guardian before Roa, and she spends, or Ro, and she's, she is mentioned and in power in the beginning of the book, so that's why she is in the listings. So that's basically a rundown of what's going on in the book now, and who are in a position of power. Now, I am going to mention this is not so much a spoiler because it doesn't really have anything to do with the book, but it is mentioned in the book, so I'm going to mention it here. The Aquarius guardian is actually the youngest guardian, but due to the fact that this guardian is a child actually younger than Roa, who is, I believe, 16, 17 in the book. Now, that is due to the fact that the guardianship of Aquarius is by blood, where all the other ones are chosen. So that's a little different in there. They may get a little more into that in the next book or one of the other books, but they did bring it up in here, and it's not a spoiler point, so I did kind of want to mention that. Okay, things I loved about this book. First off, I loved the plot line. This had a very good plot line. It was actually extremely interesting, and you never really know what's going on. You have this villain who no one can see but Roa, and she can only see him when she gets into the Psi network, which is a network that connects everyone who is trained to connect into it from all the different houses so they can communicate with each other over vast distances. Excuse me. And that in and of itself is very interesting. There are lots of other people that are in there, and she's the only one who can see him, which begs the question, is she the only one powerful enough to see him, or is he letting her see him? It's not really explained all that much in the book, but hopefully we'll get more information in the next book. Secondly, I loved the characters. Now, we spent a lot of time with Ro, and that is due to the fact that Ro is the one actually telling the story. This book is written through her eyes. We also spent a lot of time with a Zodiac from Libra, and then her teacher, who is another Zodiac from Cancer. And they are the ones we spend the majority of the time with as they are traveling around the Zodiac. Now, do we visit all 12 planets? No, we do not. Cancer is mentioned. We get snippets of Ro's memories of being on Cancer, but we never actually go to Cancer. Except in the prologue where we actually are on Cancer. But again, that's more of a memory setting up the character. We do go to Gemini. We do visit Libra and Virgo, and we visit Aries as well. But those are really the only planets we visit. We do go to some other space stations as well, but other than that, we don't really visit any other planets. We just visit those few that are mentioned. And we are on one of the moons of Cancer, the planet having 4 moons. So, we don't see the entire Zodiac, but I didn't expect us to see all of the Zodiac. We have 3 other books to get through to see all the other planets and visit them, so we're just going to have to pace ourselves, and hopefully we'll see all the other 12 planets as well. Secondly, I loved the character, yeah, I'm still on the characters, I'm sorry. But we do meet several of the other Guardians. We meet the twins. We meet the Guardian of Virgo. We meet the Guardian of Libra. And the other Guardians are all in the book, but we don't really meet them. We kind of sort of meet the Guardian of Aquarius, but Ro doesn't really meet him. It's just he's pointed out, and she describes how he came into power at such a young age. Other than that, it's really just Ro and her 2 traveling companions were with the majority of the time. Thirdly, I loved the houses. One of the things I absolutely loved about the houses was the uniqueness to each house the author wrote into the story. They're not all the same. They're different, and they're meant to function together, yet they don't. It almost reminds me of like the noble houses of a kingdom. These separate houses working together to support one kingdom, and yet they don't all get along. And that's kind of what we're getting here. It's almost like that. Each house is different. Each house represents something different, but they all have to work together to basically make this galaxy work. And they do to a degree, but they don't all trust each other, and that has to do with a poem that is in the story and is drawn back to it. And let's see if I can find it, and I'll read it to you if I can. Here it is. It's called Beware Orcalchus, and if I stumble over any of the words, I'm sorry. Once upon a guardian star, when the Zodiac was new, a serpent stole in from afar, and trouble began to brew. 12 houses fell in disarray until the snake drew their forces. Their discord he promised to allay. He told them his true name was Corcus. Trust in him the houses did, but cross them he would in the end. The greatest magic Orcus hid, and a wound even time could not mend. Now we guard against his return, for before setting off he did warn us to one day see our Zodiac burn, so now we must all beware Orcus. And that poem is brought up again and again within the story, which is kind of why I read it to you, because it is an important factor. But all in all, this was actually a really good book. At work was actually the second time I read the first few chapters of the book, but it was the first time I read the book all the way through, and that's because I picked it up and was reading it, and then I kind of set it down and did not get back to it for a while. It's not because it bored me, it's just because a bunch of other stuff came up. So this book was actually really good. I do plan on reading the second one and the third one, and as soon as I get it, the fourth one. But it will more than likely take a while, so for the review to get up, and there may be like other reviews from Book Talk in front of it, but I will get to those eventually. And I am actually very excited to see where Rose's story goes from where we leave off in the first book. Okay, next Book Talk books that are up are The Wandering Star, which will be the next Zodiac Book Talk video. E. Esther Bunman and The Warrior Eggs at the Earth's Core, which will be the next Guardians of Childhood Book Talk video. Pegasus Book 3 and the New Olympians, which will be the next Pegasus Book Talk video. Hopefully I will have that one up by Christmas. Magic Strikes, which will be the next Kate Daniels Book Talk video. The Enchantress Returns, which will be the next Land of Stories Book Talk video. And Star Wars The New Dawn, which will be the next Star Wars Book Talk video. Again, hopefully I will have that up by Christmas. Okay, also feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. And please like and share this video if you are watching it on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other book talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, two things I'd like to touch on. First off, please note that my movie talk videos on Van Helsing, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and Spooky Buddies, and my movie talk birthday special edition video on The Lion King are exclusively on my Facebook page as of the posting of this video. I do plan on doing re-uploads for those four videos for Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube, but the postings will not be until October. Reason being, Van Helsing and Hansel and Gretel are Halloween-ish movies, while Spooky Buddies is a Halloween movie. So it only makes sense to me to do the re-uploads of those videos in October, which is when Halloween is. Now, as for The Lion King, it is a birthday special edition video. So again, it only makes sense to me to do the re-upload of that video in October, or on my birthday, which happens to be in October. So please be patient. I will get those re-uploads on YouTube. It'll just take a little while for the reasons I gave you. Till then, you can check them out on my Facebook page. The link will be in the description section. Also, there will be dual postings for 3 of my TV Talk videos. Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and DreamWorks Dragons will be posted both to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. All other TV Talk videos will be posted exclusively to my Facebook page at this point in time. If you'd like to check out any of those videos or the backlogged videos of Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and or DreamWorks Dragons, you can feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. Again, the link will be in the description section. And just to make it a little easier on you guys, here's a list of all the TV shows I've either done TV Talk videos on or I'm currently doing TV Talk videos on. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.